Van life is really glamorized online, but is it all it's cracked up to be? It's easy to get sucked into the cool aesthetic of each van. Basically, tiny houses on wheels. I've been seriously thinking about investing in one to rent it out. Probably try one for a weekend first to make sure I liked it, and here is how it went.
My journey into YouTube, you were one of the first YouTubers who looked to you like a blueprint of how a YouTube video should be made. When I saw that you were doing van life, I was so excited to see your take on it.
Before we get into the van life, thank ClickUp for sponsoring this video.
Thank ClickUp.
But use the code Shelby Church to get 15% off. Sounds pretty great.
Get out!
Cute. It feels really cozy and homey. It doesn't have a stovetop or a shower, but it did have a pretty simple camping toilet. It didn't have all the extras that you sometimes see with these vans.
I have that same kind of van, a Ram ProMaster. The reason I chose this size, you could fit it in any parking spot. The longer Mercedes doesn't fit in any parking spot. There's a company that rents them out, Cabana Van. They want it to be like a 4-star hotel room. Set it and forget it. All the things that you would have in a hotel room. Some obvious differences. My van does have a shower, a bag.
My first shower in a few days, so fresh and so clean.
There's no stovetop. My goal is to use renewable energy. I do have propane. I try to always cook with electricity from my solar panels, using a hot plate, air fryer, oven, and a small microwave. Separate fridge and freezer. It's nice to have space for your spindrifts. When I built the van, telling everybody that I was building a mobile editing studio. There is so much insulation and sound deadening. I could do audio work on Sunset Boulevard. Confident that my video is gonna come out great. I bought this a month before lockdown. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have been able to build it exactly the way I needed it. Taking the time.
Everything in the van is really cool. I'm excited. The bathroom is weird.
A lot of people get composting toilets. That's probably the most talked about type of toilet. I have a friend that parks behind me, same kind of van, with a porcelain toilet and a blackwater tank. There's endless options as far as a bathroom. The way they use them don't actually compost. They take the bag out of the composting toilet and throw it in the trash. Why have this? The really nice ones are $1,000. If all I'm doing is putting everything in a bag and then throwing it away, I'd feel much more comfortable like I would do with a dog. With a bag, I throw it in the trash immediately. Use kitty litter, 1 bag at a time, 4-gallon size bags. I like this fold-up toilet. I have a video on this. Kitty litter completely kills the smell, and you don't have to drive around your stuff everywhere. The way I make this life work, shower in a bag and something else that starts with an S in a bag. That goes into the landfill. A better place for it anyway. Number 1's, use a detergent bottle because it's not see-through when you take it to the bathroom to dump it out. For women, a urine funnel called a shiwi. You could actually rest it right onto the detergent bottle, so it's like the perfect little setup. Anybody that edits and has a bathroom that's far away, that probably sounds appealing. Or maybe you're already doing it.
I like the black sink. One thing I didn't realize about these vans, the water tastes really weird. It's called a rubber haze. Washing out a cup had this like rubber aftertaste.
I have never heard of a rubber haze, Shelby. This is concerning. My water is so nice, so fresh, and so clean. Everything is the same that you would have in a home. Knowing how light of a sleeper you are, Shelby, you're gonna need a 10-inch mattress in your van for sure. I have an 8-inch. And when I told my chiropractor, he kind of looked at me sideways like, not thick enough. 10-inch memory foam.
Let's see what it's like to drive. I don't think I've ever driven a vehicle this big. Whoa, that was
Put my
dramatic.
seatbelt on.
Not super intimidating to drive. I like being up high, actually.
ProMaster, you're really up high. I like it too. Mercedes, the view out the windshield, the way you're sitting, more comfortable, people say. People that rent it out may have never driven one. It's crazy how you end up hitting things because the van's so high. Something that would worry me so much. I know how much you like a good value. There's probably gonna be so many used vans that are just dirt cheap. It comes down to the insurance. Find one that you can insure because it was built by the right person. Half the price that people paid for it. Car market is crashing. All these like repos. The hot topic in finance these days.
You see a cool view, you could just hang out like you're in a living room.
I'm realizing what part of the country you're in, time of year, and I'm thinking, how do you survive without an air conditioner? My van, I built it stealth. except for it has a mullet. The solar panels extend off the back, and I also have an air conditioner that sticks out. I'm trying to figure out how to like tastefully cover that, more like a construction vehicle. My stealthiness has helped in the past. You don't look like you're sleeping in front of somebody's house, so you could park anywhere. The key is stay in the van, and if I'm editing, that's not a problem. Honestly, Shelby, once you get settled in a place that you like here I am, Zuma Beach, chilling. There's a lot of people that come to this particular spot. Come hang out. Do a video or like anything you need me for, like I'm here for you. And I'll introduce you to cool people around here.
I'm not like dying to drive in the dark.
I thought you could kind of just park it wherever, but when it actually came down to it, finding a place to park that was legal, safe, and comfortable was actually sort of difficult. Yes, you can always park in one of those Walmart parking lots, but we really wanted to find some kind of campsite. And it turns out campsites are actually kind of expensive nowadays.
Free campsites. I use iOverlander. It's an app. I am all about free camping. I always try to camp on a dead-end street so nobody's zooming by me. Anytime you can park flat, that's really nice. For you, Shelby, your van, what I want to get for my van, hit a button and then boom, it flattens your van out.
I'm someone who has a hard time sleeping, so I was really interested to see what it would be like sleeping in this van. I mean, I can't sleep unless it's like the perfect conditions. I wish I wasn't like this, truly, but this is my life.
I've got a normal bed, normal sheets, lots of pillows, feather, polyester, foam. Like you, it's hard for me to get comfortable. In Malibu, I don't have helicopters flying over. After 8 o'clock, there's almost nobody on the road out here. Very peaceful. My parents' house in Northridge, helicopters, it's loud. Close that door. Barely hear the ocean. Staying at my parents' house before I moved into the van, there was always these like background noises that made it hard for me to concentrate.
I only woke up 2 times because it was so dark. Like, I opened up the van at one point. I've never experienced that level of darkness, like not a single light anywhere.
I have 2 layers of blackout drapes here. Blackout lining that covers those windows. Insulation that I put up into the skylight that blocks it out.
Something cool about this van, they put this little mirror here so I can kind of like get ready.
There's mirrors all over this van. In the video, you had everything open, good light for the video. I have video lights everywhere. I could close up and still have good light. You could be really comfortable and get ready and do everything you need to do. Everything closed up and shut out. You might find yourself spending time in the van more as a couple or even by yourself. Build it with that in mind. I can make this a giant king-size bed, but I don't. I keep it like a sectional couch with a twin bed. I don't want to have to mess with things. Spend time every day. The way I'm sitting by the window, the screen in front of me. I've stopped editing sitting in a chair. When I edit, I'm fully supported. Change the pillows and sit different ways. I have much longer editing sessions without any sort of back pain.
Only outlet is like under there. It's just a little inconvenient.
I'm blown away with the inconvenience of that outlet. I have outlets all over the van, much like I did at home. I have splitters plugged in and more splitters on splitters and wires everywhere. I've seen your wires. Don't judge me.
We did have to stop for gas along the way eventually, and that was another $76 added to our trip.
This is something
About gas. I move slow. Malibu, I stay here for 2 weeks. Drive as little as possible. Not a lot of back and forths. I'm looking forward to the day where gas isn't a huge expense for me.
It did take just a little bit longer to drive to each area because it is such a large vehicle, and more so because we just weren't used to it. We probably were driving a little bit slower than we normally would. But on the plus side, because it was so big, I didn't feel car sick when going on my laptop.
It is crazy though how long it seems to take to drive places, but with the price of gas, I really go slow lately. You didn't get car sick because it's bigger? I think it's because you had a very good driver.
Pretty beautiful if you ask me. This is one of the coolest things about van life is that you're able to park in places like this. Like, this has got to be $1 million piece of property. But what they don't tell you is most beach areas don't allow this.
Outdoor showers in every direction. A restaurant, get drinks, brunch, all these fancy cars that drive by and sports cars. Mountain climbing, so many activities. And it's an incredible surfing beach. Barbara Streisand, William Shatner live up there. Bob Dylan is the closest. A normal looking 4,000 square foot house right up on the bluff here, 9 million. It's the smallest house up there. The houses with the stairs where they walk down to the beach.
This night we really did not get good sleep. It actually got pretty hot in the van very early in the morning, and we woke up to an ant infestation. Literally hundreds of ants somehow got...
I knew that not having an air conditioner was going to be a problem.
We happened to park next to one tall piece of grass, and
I spray my tires with stuff. Happened to me the other day. Same thing, a bush that I was touching. Envision you like panicking, like, oh my God, there's ants.
luckily this public beach had showers, because you may have noticed the van we rented did not have a shower. So we were able to actually wash our hair and everything. I felt kind of weird doing this. We would go in like 1 minute increments so we weren't hogging the shower area.
When it was hot over the summer, I would go and shower at the showers and I felt weird too, like with the soap and everything. People are looking at you like, oh, they have soap. It's so much better for me to shower at the van because the warm water gets you cleaner. I put a 40 gallon, which is pretty big for a van, a 40 gallon water tank. I wanted to be able to take legit showers and not have to keep refilling the tank. Once I realized that all you really needed was a big bag, you don't need to build a shower. You could just dump the water out the side. Oh, sorry, I was emptying my cooler. I'm always trying to find the simplest solution. And showering in a bag, can't beat it.
Van life is taking its toll on me. My hair looks like Hagrid.
My van has a pretty robust power system, so you'd be able to do your hair all day. Plenty of solar. Not gonna have a problem.
Campground, and I had never heard of these. It was $60 for a night.
$60? Never.
The vibes are not immaculate. Freeways right there. And
I was not so comfortable, so it does take time to figure out how you want to do things.
What, hair? No hair.
The vibes are immaculate in the van, and I just drive to where the vibes are immaculate outside the van.
kind of fun. Freeways right there.
Cannot stand parking where there's cars driving. So loud.
Dirt lot right off the freeway. I don't want to offend anyone, but I just do not get the appeal of this. I was honestly shocked at how expensive this campground was. We could literally have stayed at a hotel for a few dollars less.
Have you heard of BLM land? You can park for free. I went to one in Barstow, $3 a night, and it was really nice. Fire pits and canopies.
You really can't just park anywhere because it's illegal to park in a lot of parking lots in most cities. Even national parks, you have to pay. Really research where you're gonna park. People that are like, oh yeah, you can just park in a Walmart parking lot. Kind of sketchy, like a lot of weird activity going on. They play music because I think they don't want people to be parking at them. I'd rather stay at a hotel than a van in a Walmart parking lot if I'm paying $200 a night.
Another place people park is Cracker Barrels. Some Cracker Barrels and Walmarts don't allow overnight parking.
Total cost was to rent it for 3 nights. So when I first went to rent it was $130 per night to rent out this van. Outdoorsy makes you buy their insurance. So the real total cost to rent it was $628 for the 3 nights. And cleaning supplies because the toilet leaked and like, you guys, it's not that glamorous. $130 per night to and cleaning supplies because the toilet leaks. It's not that glamorous. Like, that was like 20.
Okay, look, it can be glamorous, Shelby. Van life is glamorous here. I'm a very proactive person. That probably helps. And stayed at the beach for weeks at a time so many times. I know what I need.
We were only allowed 100 miles to drive each day. I totally forgot to look at that.
Why don't... That's annoying. They made enough money. They did not need another $300.
Then they charged us another $95 for other fees.
Oh my gosh, I want to rent out my van.
So it ended up being $1,237 for 3 nights. So that's $412 per night. What? We could have stayed at like a really nice resort.
You could have stayed at the Ritz-Carlton.
By that 4th day, I was actually pretty happy to give the van back. And that's how you know that like, this is not the thing for you.
It does seem like you could make a lot of money renting it out. And I know your van would be a premier van. That van that you had...
Bumping into these little knobs and hooks and all this stuff, like, I feel like this van beat me up.
I have a different philosophy on van building. They want the house inside the van. You end up hitting your head. I have no upper cabinets. There's nothing. All there is to hit your head on, my monitors. And I hit my head on them. build a van with nothing you can hit your head on, because you will.
Hello, it is Labor Day. We returned the van today. Really happy to be out of it. I don't want to knock like the whole van life thing, but that particular van we like just had a lot of issues with. Just didn't know enough about how the gray water stuff works, the toilet in it, and parking it. It just got kind of stressful towards the end.
Built it as I lived in it. This is the most comfortable house I've ever had. Not just because I don't have to pay rent. I would eat off the floor. The first house I've ever had where I'm the only person that's ever lived in it. Built to make me comfortable. I'm able to make it even better as I go. Recently I put in this TV mount so that my smaller monitor can come closer to my face when I'm editing.
And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Shelby, I love your videos. Crazy story, I'm in a Jubilee video. Kevin David was in it, and I saw your video with him in it. He came late. I didn't recognize him, but then in the middle of the video, I realized who he was. Oh, he's from Shelby's video. I didn't understand, like it wasn't until the middle of shooting. That video had come out a couple days before. Started talking and stuff. I'm like, oh, that is the guy. You had to spot the millionaire. So I knew who the millionaire was. You could ask anybody that was there. We're all friends still. Everybody knew he was the millionaire.
To realize Graham Stephan reacted to this video.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
I'm 43.
This guy is 43. This guy's got the genetics of a Greek god. He could easily pass for like anywhere from 28 to 33.
And you still live with your parents?
Yeah, because I'm 20,000 in debt. It's just an opportunity to try. It's hard. I'm a Uber driver and I have a van.
Thanks for your example, how to make YouTube videos. Your videos are clean. They're so clean. Writing is very thorough. I like how you bring other YouTubers into your videos. If you ever would like any info, somebody that's living van life without paying rent, think of me as a contact. If you want the money from this video, I'll give it to you because you're the best and I used some of your footage and you deserve it. Thank you, Shelby. Bye.
I still am like, okay, maybe because my parents want one and they could deal with the rentals.
They could create a van. You could insure it easily for renting out because of the way they build them. They're a Mercedes dealership, so you're basically buying a Mercedes from them that's already built out.